In today's story, we are going to see if a normal girl can survive in a jail where there is no way out. Will she also change herself like those prisoners? The name of today's TV series is Vis a Vis. The story begins with a girl named Macarona who was the personal secretary of a man named Eric in a very good company. Eric and Macarona's affair was also going on and Eric was married here, but still he had an intimate relationship with Macarona. Macarona really loved Eric and wanted to name his relationship, but all the property and company was in the name of Eric's wife, and if he divorces her, he will have nothing left in his hands. Macarona steals money from Eric's wife for Eric, but on the contrary, Macarona gets stuck in Eric's plan and he is sentenced to 7 years. Eric also does not support Macarona, and on the contrary, Eric even says in court that he has no relationship with Macarona. Macarona thinks that if she has not made a mistake, she will be released from jail soon, so she does not tell her family about it and says that she is going to Delhi with her friends. After checking in jail, Macarona is sent to a room where she sees that some prisoners are harassing her roommate, so she refuses to stay in this cell. Then jailer Paloma gives another cell to Macarona, where 3 prisoners, Yolanda, Anna, and Solar lived. And these people are very friendly with Macarona. Paloma was pumping milk for her baby during break time, and someone sends her a video. In that video, Paloma was sleeping with her child in her house, and someone was entering her house and making a video of her, which she did not know about. Paloma was very scared for her baby's safety, and she knew that all this was done by Julia's people. There is a lot of connection outside Julia, and she is a very dangerous drug dealer, so Paloma agrees to fulfill every demand of Julia. On Julia's request, Paloma gives her a yellow card, which can open any jail gate. Then Macarona does not sleep in the jail environment at night, and she starts crying. Then Yolanda comforts her. Macarona notices a number 8 tattoo in Yolanda's hand. Then after a while, Julia comes there and takes Yolanda to talk. Here Fabio and Antonio were guarding the jail. Then they see the door of the laundry room open, in which Yolanda's dead body is found. Until the next morning, the prisoners did not get the news of Yolanda's death. And in jail, a lesbian girl, Ven, proposes to Macarona. And with her, she asks to make a relationship, but Macarona refuses. In Ven's jail, there was a girlfriend named Selena. And Selena gets very angry when she hears the words of Macarona and Ven. Here the police find out that Yolanda has been tortured and killed. And maybe the killer did this to find out about Yolanda's hidden money. Yolanda and her boyfriend stole 9 million euros from the bank. And at the time of the shootout, Yolanda's boyfriend was killed. And Yolanda was arrested. But before the arrest, Yolanda had hidden the money somewhere. Then after a while, everyone finds out about Yolanda's murder. And Fabio asks Macarona about the murder. But Macarona doesn't tell him anything. Now some prisoners are taken to the greenhouse for gardening, where Macarona takes care of Yolanda's plants. Solace Macarona finds out about Yolanda's money. And she also finds out where Yolanda has hidden the money. And her information is in her SIM, which Yolanda has hidden somewhere in the jail. But Macarona finds that SIM in the soil of Yolanda's plant, which Macarona hides with her. Now after a while, a lawyer comes to the jail to meet Macarona, who was sent by Anna, who talks about getting her out of jail for 1 million euros. But because of the case, Macarona's bank account and house were seized by the court. And Macarona didn't have 1 million euros. Thinking about staying in jail for 7 years, Macarona gets upset and goes to the jail doctor. Here we find out that the jail doctor Carlos is a very bad person. And he takes advantage of Macarona by giving injections. After this, Anna forces Macarona to do her job in place of the lawyer. So for this, Macarona couldn't even refuse her. Otherwise, Anna will tell Julia that Macarona knows that Julia took Paloma with her that night. And after knowing this, Julia will kill Macarona. Anna gives yellow keycard to Macarona, so that Macarona comes out of the cell at night and brings Anna's parcel to the garden outside the jail. After that everyone goes to dinner. And the guard notices that all the prisoners were passing each other something. So the guards come one by one to check all the prisoners. Macarona had a yellow keycard, because of which she was nervous. Vane also finds out about this. And to save Macarona, Vane fights with the guard. Then Macarona gets a chance and hides the card. Macarona knew that she would not be able to lie to her family for a long time. So Macarona tells everything to her mother that she is in jail. Then at night when Macarona goes to the garden to take Anna's parcel, Then she sees that she has lost the yellow card. So to save herself from the guard, she hides in the basket of balls. And in front of the guard, she shows that someone has taken her there. But at the time of checking, Anna's drug parcel is found near Macarona. And for the punishment, Macarona is locked in a single cell. Here Macarona understands that if she has to get out of jail, then she will have to find out about Yolanda's face. Now Macarona also exercises to pass time in that room. We see that one day someone's voice comes from the wall near Macarona. And Macarona thinks that another prisoner must have been tied there. Macarona starts talking to her. Even Macarona tells her that the drug is not hers, it is Anna's. But Macarona, whom she was talking to, was not any other prisoner. But they were jail officers. So that they can find out where the drug is being supplied in the jail. Now while doing an exercise, Macarona gets hurt in her hand. Then Carlos treats her. For a while, Teresa asks Macarona to give her urine sample. So that the doctor can find out if Macarona is taking drugs or not. Macarona gives her urine. And from Teresa's urine sample, the doctor finds out that Teresa is pregnant. In the evening, all the prisoners were having a meeting in memory of Yolanda. And their Sol gets unconscious after drinking. Because Sol had a heart problem. The doctor treats Sol and she survives. Here Julia threatens Macarona that if Macarona says anything against her, she will kill her. And the jail director, Marinda, meets the jail guard and jailer. The night Yolanda died, Fabio, Antonio and Paloma were on duty that night. So one of the three killers must have helped. Now on the same day, her father Matt and her mother Erica come to meet Macarona in jail. Seeing Macarona in this condition, her parents were very upset. And before leaving, Macarona's father gives Macarona 500 euros. Now here during lunchtime, some prisoners spit in Macarona's food. Because of which Macarona does not eat that food. And on the same day, Macarona tells Miranda that Julia took Yolanda with her. After which Yolanda was murdered. But in Yolanda's farewell party, Julia shows that she is Yolanda's best friend. In the farewell party, Selena threatens Macarona to stay away from Wayne. Here, on Fabio's insistence, Paloma has to confess that she gave Julia a yellow card out of fear of Julia. And after that, Yolanda was murdered. That same night, Antonio goes to Fabio's house for dinner. And there Antonio meets Fabio's wife Goya. And Goya was blind here. Fabio was first in the police, because of which he had a lot of enemies. And once some of Fabio's enemies killed Goya a lot. Because of which she was blind. After that, Fabio left the police job and became a jail guard. Now the next day, Wayne breaks up with Selena. Because of which Selena gets more angry with Macarona. After that, Paloma requests Julia not to tell the police that she gave him a yellow card. Now after a while, Macarona comes to meet Julia. And warns Julia that if Julia harms her family, she will tell the police Julia's secret. But this makes things worse. And in anger, Julia sends her husband Tom. So that he goes and kills Macarona's father. Macarona also finds out about Julia's move. And she wanted to warn her father. So for the phone, Macarona gives Anna 400 euros. But here Anna does not give the phone to Macarona. And asks him for the rest of the money. Because of Macarona, his drugs were caught. Then Macarona gives money to another prisoner and takes the phone from him. And calls his father. But Macarona's father Matt does not pick up his phone. Then Macarona steals the phone from Antonio and calls Matt again. Luckily, Matt picks up the call. And Macarona warns his father Matt to stay safe. Matt then threatens Macarona's boss Eric with a gun and demands money. So that Macarona is thrown out of jail. But Eric deceives Matt and runs away from there. On the other hand, Tom shoots Paloma and kills her. So that he does not get out of Julia's words. The scene is cut and after a while Matt comes to meet Macarona. Where Macarona tells Matt about the money hidden in Yolanda. We see that Julia is suspected of murder. The rest of the prisoners are kept separate in the punishment cell. And after that Macarona asks Wayne for help. To hide Antonio's phone. But Fabio's call was also coming on the phone. They somehow handle both the things. Macarona then goes to the garden to get Yolanda's SIM. But she does not get the SIM there. Because Sol stole the SIM here. So that Macarona does not get into any trouble. Sol throws the SIM in the toilet. But Macarona takes the SIM out of the toilet. Here Julia was in need of punishment. But she was still in contact with her boyfriend. And she was also doing her next plan. After a while, when Macarona comes out of the bathroom after bathing, she does not get her clothes. And she hid Yolanda's SIM in her clothes. Anna threatens Macarona in her cell. If Macarona does not pay for the drugs she has lost, she will kill Macarona. Knowing the problem of Macarona, she takes money from some prisoners. She lets them call her family from Antonio's phone. And all the money that Wayne gets, she gives that money to Macarona. After a while, Macarona learns from a prisoner that his clothes were stolen by Anna. Macarona goes to ask Anna about this. Before that, Selena hits Macarona with a ball, which hurts Macarona. Macarona flirts with Dr. Carlos, so that Carlos also helps her sometimes. Now Macarona gives Anna his drugs, and she asks him for the SIM. But Anna sold the SIM to Selena. Here Fabio wanted to tell the police that Julia has killed Yolanda. But Antonio did not want any trouble for his wife in all this. We see that Macarona, with the help of Dr. Carlos, was living in the same cell with Wayne. And Wayne was helping Macarona a lot. And at this time Macarona was trusting Wayne the most. Here Macarona learns from Teresa that Teresa is not pregnant. But Macarona herself is pregnant. Because to avoid the taste of the drug, Teresa changed her and Macarona's urine sample. Then on the same day, Macarona's father Matt and his brother Leo come to meet him. And from them Macarona finds out that if Macarona has any proof of being in an intimate relationship with Eric, then Macarona can get a bail from there. Now here Macarona does not tell anything about her pregnancy to Matt and Leo. Then after this Macarona asks Selena for the SIM. But Selena does not give him the SIM. Selena has this condition in front of Macarona, that if Macarona stays away from Wayne, then she will give him the SIM. And Macarona goes to Wayne and says that she does not want to be in a relationship with him. And hearing this, she raises her hand on Macarona. Seeing Macarona away from Wayne, Selena gives the SIM to Macarona. Now Macarona was giving testimony to the police against Julia, because she did not want any trouble for her family. Then we see that Macarona puts Yolanda's SIM in Antonio's phone at night, and turns on the phone. And there Macarona gets some photos, where Yolanda had hidden her money. She tells her father to call Matt and send all the photos to find the money. And Matt tells Leo to bring some things from the supermarket. But outside the supermarket, Julia's husband Tom kidnaps Leo. Here we see that Julia gives Macarona an offer, that Julia will protect Macarona in jail. She will also help him. And in return, Macarona can only keep as much money as she needs in her case. She will give the rest of the money to Julia. In the next scene, we see that in the punishment cell, Wayne apologizes to Macarona for his behavior on the phone. And Macarona forgives him. But at the same time, a guard catches Wayne by calling him. On the other hand, Julia tells Tom not to kill Leo. Just find out about Yolanda's money. But when Tom opens the trunk of the car, Leo attacks Tom and runs away from there. In jail, Teresa tells Miranda about her pregnancy. She says that Antonio is her baby's father. She also finds Fabio's phone near Wayne. So Miranda thinks that in return for making a physical relationship, Antonio helps the prisoners. So Miranda suspends Antonio from his job. And after the entire investigation, Fabio will get his job. Here Macarona asks Dr. Carlos for help with abortion. But Carlos himself wanted to be intimate with him in return for his abortion. So Macarona refuses him. On the other hand, Fabio finds out from the CCTV footage that Macarona has stolen Antonio's phone, because of which Antonio's job was in danger. Now Fabio is very angry at Macarona about this. And then Fabio finds out about his pregnancy from Macarona. The next day, Matt meets Fabio and tells him to take care of Macarona in jail, because now Macarona was also pregnant. Here Macarona requests Anna to give an abortion pill, for which Macarona was going to pay her according to Anna. In the next scene, we see that Fabio was threatening Teresa to tell the truth. And then Teresa tells Miranda that she is not pregnant. In fact, Macarona is pregnant. And Antonio and Fabio are not at fault in this. On the other hand, Miranda and the police give an offer to Wayne, that if Wayne is able to get out of Macarona, then Wayne's punishment will be forgiven. and he will be released in a month. Wayne also agrees for this. And then a recording device is fitted in Wayne's body, so that all his conversations with Miranda are recorded. Now after that, Wayne goes to the therapy class and apologizes to Selena. And the two come back into a relationship. Then after a while, Wayne is able to record some of Miranda's conversations about Sim, about which she calls Macarona for police interrogation. Macarona lies that she threw Sim, but she tells the police about where the money is. Now after this, the police go to take out the money with Fabio. And Macarona sees the money hidden under the stone, but she doesn't tell them. On the other hand, Matt and Leo were also going to find the money. Tom was following them. That's why they pretend to find the money elsewhere to mislead Tom. Everyone was in one place. That's why everyone starts shooting at each other. Meanwhile, Matt, Leo and Tom run away from there. But the policeman and Fabio get injured. Macarona runs away from there, but the rest of the police catch her. The scene is cut and the story starts again after 10 days. Where Macarona was in jail. And she finds out that she has a baby boy. And her baby is very healthy. On the same day, Macarona comes to meet her father Matt and her brother Leo, from whom Macarona refuses to find the money. Otherwise, the police will catch them both. And by following the money, they are also in danger of losing their lives from Julia. Here Julia finds out from the news that her husband Tom has received money from Yolanda. And after receiving the money, Tom was not even picking up Julia's phone. Due to which Julia gets very angry. And in anger, Julia threatens Macarona. But Macarona insults Julia. And now most of the prisoners in jail were supporting Macarona. Now everyone finds out that Tom has run away with the money. And without the external connection, Julia had no power. Here we also find out that when Fabio and the police were injured, so Fabio sent Macarona to get help. Macarona was going out of the jungle to get help. And even when she got a chance, Macarona did not try to run away. Here we see that the information that Van gave to the police about Sim from Macarona. In return, Miranda gives permission to give job interview before Van leaves the jail. After a while, Macarona finds out from Miranda that Macarona cannot stay in the mother unit before the child is born. On the same day, Macarona gets an interview fixed for a job at her uncle's company. And after a while, Selena's family comes there. Selena was a lesbian, but her family did not know this. And her family wanted to marry Selena to their favorite boy. Julia was a friend of Selena. And that's why Julia comes there and tells Selena's family that Selena is a lesbian. And she has no interest in boys. Knowing this, Selena's family is very angry with her. And they also break their relationship with Selena. In the next scene, we see that for Macarona's case, her mother Erica took a lot of money from her relatives. And Fabio was discharged from the hospital and came to the jail. Fabio loved Macarona. So Fabio tells Macarona that the Sim information was given to the police by Van. Macarona considered Van her best friend. And knowing this, Macarona feels very bad. And she asks her uncle to cancel Van's interview. Because of which Van was very angry. But if you look at it, Van betrayed Macarona in friendship. Dr. Carlos was ready to transfer Macarona to the mother unit. But in return, Carlos tells Macarona to give pleasure. For which Macarona refuses. Here Tom goes to Macarona's house and tries to kill his mother. But Macarona's mother was sleeping at that time. So that's why she doesn't know about Tom coming to her house. Erica took money from her relatives for Macarona's case. Tom steals that money. Now when Matt and Leo find out about this, then it comes to their mind that if they don't get Yolanda's money, then they won't be able to get Macarona out of jail. But by the time they went to get the money, by then Tom had run away with the money. We see here in jail that Julia puts one of her friends behind Macarona to keep an eye on everything. Drugs had increased a lot in jail. So that's why Miranda puts a team to find the main mastermind of drugs. On the other hand, a policeman Alex comes to meet Matt, so that he knows that Matt's family is not in any problem. Matt doesn't tell anything to Alex. But still Alex gets the shell of the bullet shot by Tom, which he keeps with him. On the same day, Matt and Erica go to meet Macarona. And Macarona tells them about her child. And now Macarona was not even afraid to stay in jail for 7 years. That's when a van comes there, which was insulting them a lot. And seeing the behavior of the prisoners in jail, Matt decides to get his daughter out of jail soon. After a while, the van apologizes to Macarona. And Macarona forgives him and becomes a friend like before. Anna gives Macarona an abortion pill. But Macarona didn't need it now. Still Anna tells Macarona to pay for the abortion pills. Or she tells him to work for her. Macarona didn't want any danger for her child. So according to Anna, she takes drugs from a man in jail. But at the same time, Dr. Carlos calls Macarona to the office for an exam. And the doctor finds out about the drug. Macarona requests Carlos to hide the drug. Otherwise, it will be a danger for her baby. But instead of hiding the drug, Macarona has to deal with Carlos to maintain a physical relationship. Now the next day, Selena has to marry her favorite boy in jail. But after that, Selena's family was not accepting the fact that she was a lesbian. We also see that the jail authorities get a parcel from Tom, which he had sent for Julia. In that parcel, a phone of €500 from the stolen money of Yolanda. Then the authorities keep an eye on Julia's phone call to find out about Tom. But Julia also knew that she was being watched. So to mislead the police, she also shares wrong information on the phone. Actually, Tom was planning to get Julia out of jail and leave the country. Then on this side, when Anna finds out that Dr. Carlos has taken the drug from Macarona. So Anna was going to hit Macarona. But Macarona fights back this time. And she warns Anna to stay away from her. In anger, Anna and Julia together with their friends grab Macarona and bring him to the laundry room. They were going to cut Macarona's nipples. But at the same time, Julia finds out that her drugs have been paid for. So that's why Anna leaves Macarona. Then we see that here Matt and Leo have found out about Tom's trailer, where Tom lives. But when he went inside, there was no Tom, but some other family. And this is where the first season of this series ends. Friends, in this story, we saw about Macarona, who loved her married boss Eric. But Eric was only taking advantage of Macarona. And as soon as he got a chance, he trapped Macarona in a false case and sent him to jail. And he got rid of him. Macarona was never a criminal. So many prisoners in jail were taking advantage of him. And they were harassing him. But slowly Macarona adjusted himself in the jail environment. Macarona had only one chance to get out of jail with the money of Yolanda. But there were a lot of people behind that money too. Even in jail, Macarona used to break the trust of anyone she believed in. Even in jail, doctors used to take advantage of prisoners for their sexual benefit. Friends, Vis-a-Vis is such a series that has a total of 4 seasons. And I have tried to explain its entire season in my one video. And if you like this series, then I will try to explain its next season too. So how did you like this video? Make sure to subscribe my channel for more videos, so that I can bring its next season. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video.